The views and opinions of this broadcast do not reflect the views and opinions of Armed Media, New Productions and its affiliates. Enjoy the show.
I'm a big fish in a small pond. Got my days free and the nights long. I create my own reality. Who I am is fine with me. As famous as I wanna be. Who I am is fine with me. It's who I am. It's who I am. Who I am is fine with me.
What's the story with Maria? How's it going? We want to thank Jim Bell. He's our producer and engineer. He's out in New Hampshire on Armed Radio. We are going live on the What's the Story with Maria page. We are also going live on our show page. I mean, on my personal page. I'm trying to do all of this stuff at the same time. And we're going live, this is the really big one, on our YouTube channel. Leo, will you tell these nice people about our YouTube channel?
I would love to. Actually, I would, you know what? Those at home can go to YouTube that are listening on the radio. Ooh, lights just went up. And go to YouTube and go to What's the Story with Maria. And it looks a little like this. For those of you that are watching on Facebook Live.
Amazing. Amazing.
We have
Leo
every
has...
episode from 1 to 188, or 189, which would be this one.
Which would be this one tonight. So the best thing you can do is go to What's the Story with Maria on YouTube and subscribe. And that way, when we go live, you will get notified. And you can watch us on YouTube if you prefer. Or if you've missed an episode or just are now finding out about the show and you want to go back, it's really, really cool because everything's archived. And as Leo brought up before the show we were talking, he said that before the pandemic, I used to have guests in the studio audience, which was so much fun. And I would cook for them, and it was great. And so it looks a lot different than now. And then we went through a period in COVID where there was nobody in the studio before we had the StreamYard. And it was just me for a little while. And then Leo and I got the StreamYard, and Leo runs it now from California. He's in Idlewild, and it's been great. We've been able to Zoom people in from all over the world, which has been amazing, and I love it. So, yeah, we really wanted to talk to you about the YouTube channel. Please go and subscribe to that. Thank you, Leo, for doing that. Leo runs my Facebook page and everything else. Now, speaking of Leo, I really want to spotlight Leo tonight before we bring in our first guest, which is Liz Lark Brown, who is marvelous. But I want to talk about you, Leo, for a minute, because Leo sent me, he finished his website, which is amazing. Can you put up what your website is so they can go and find it, Leo?
Sure. Well, there it is on the, and I'll put it in the...
So they can find it, right. So Leo just finally, after many months of working on it, finished his website. And it's so good and it's so intricate. So go and check out Leo Ignacio Rodriguez. So it's LeoIgnacioriguz.com if you're listening on the radio.
Leo Easy. Leo Ignacio Rodriguez with the two Easy.
Leo Rodriguez! So go and check out that because he's got so much stuff on there. And
you can find us, you can find the Maria show since we were together, and I put that up there, and then some of the promos that we've done over the season.
Well, you did them, Leo. You've done those promos. That's why I want people to know about you, because there's other companies and other artists that would like promos done. Leo's your guy. If you want to build a website, Leo builds amazing websites. So I really want to focus on that and just keep scrolling. It's just amazing. So go and check out his website, and he can do the same for you. So Leo is definitely a gun for hire. Even though he's in California, it doesn't matter. Everyone works remotely now.
I worked on a show for Dance Molinari for their Christmas show. They did a long, I think it was a 90-minute dance concert to raise money for the soup kitchen.
Wow.
And so I put that together and helped them work that together with the credits and editing and everything all together.
And it was incredible.
New York.
Very, really, really amazing. So I just want to really, because I know a lot of people now are building their websites and they don't know where to go. They don't know. But I can highly, highly 5-star recommend Leo Rivas. And
I think websites are really important. I mean, they've always been, but now that we have so many platforms.
Yeah, absolutely.
You want to give people your name, and that's what everyone talks about, being a brand. So
right, and one place to go. It's one place where people can find all your content.
Yeah, and we're getting a thunderstorm. Yay, California.
Oh boy.
Here on my website you can get my Facebooks, my Instagrams, where any of my original music has been. You can get all those links and then see some stuff as well. So
yeah, really, really cool. I'm just really proud of you, Leo. I want to say that. So please, everybody, go and check that out. So we have some merchandise as well that we will talk to you about. So the What's the Story with Maria show. Oh my God. So the first thing we have here, you want to show your apron, Leo?
You go first. I don't know. I'm ready.
Oh, yeah, we'll do. So we have our tote bag, of course, $10. On the back it says, go ahead, keep eating. You can't beat that. And these days, you got to bring your own bag now to the store.
Very durable, washable.
Especially in these times, washing is super important. Keep it clean. Then that's $10. Our mug is $10. Go ahead. Keep eating on the back. Leo has the really high-end one because he got the original one made. I'm enjoying delicious Earl Grey tea tonight.
I got some raspberry.
And Leo, our piece de resistance, as we always say, our blue apron. Look at that. Go ahead. Keep eating. And you get a much younger version of me on the cover. So this is it's frozen in time. I've frozen myself in time there.
That's only because I didn't iron the tote bag. That's the only reason you had those wrinkles is because I didn't iron.
Don't you worry about it, Leo. It means you're using it. All right. So we have a great show as usual. Did I miss anything, Leo? Did we talk about everything?
No. We have a little song, Lark, a little birdie in the backstage.
Yes, we do have a little birdie in the a little birdie in the wings.
A little birdie in the wings.
Yes. And so tonight's show, the reason that I invited these two guests is because I don't know where you live, how things have been, but I know that New York, the center of the universe for entertainment, has been very, very strange. It went from being, like I said, the mecca of everything to being a ghost town to creaking its way back in, and then they shut us down again, then we reopened. So now things are really starting to, really those doors are open.
Don't rise, as they say.
Right, at 50%, we're at 50% now, which is incredible. But these two artists are two people that are really they're really back in there in many, many different ways. And so, are we ready to bring on our first guest, Leo?
I think she's ready.
Oh my God, there she is! Oh my God, you look stunning.
Oh, thank you.
Wow, look at that. It's like you're on a set of a movie or something.
I feel like I'm a ghost right now. I keep changing the light to try and give myself some color, and it's just not working.
Well, whatever you're doing, it looks great. Don't worry about it. It looks beautiful.
Everybody, thank you. So you can hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you great, and you got your little earbuds in, so that's really cool.
I do, yes.
That works. Ladies and gentlemen, Liz, Lark, Brown. Oh!
Hello.
Okay, so
thank you so much for having me.
Oh my God, I'm so happy you're here, Liz. So the last time Liz was on the show, she was in the studio audience. We had so much fun. It was with
and food.
Yeah, it was with Chris Dilley. So much fun. And food. That's how I would lure people into coming to Washington Heights. But anyway, I'll have to bring you something. Now, you and I work at Brandy's. Sometimes we work together. Sometimes I work for you. I fill in for you. So, when do I fill in for you? When you go and are doing a show, usually.
Right.
So,
Speaking of which.
right, exactly. That's why I wanted to have you on, because there have been no shows and there have been no workshops and everything, but you're going away to do something really special.
Yes.
Okay, tell us about that.
Well, through our mutual friend and coworker, our colleague, John Bronston. Oh, dear.
There you are.
Yes, I'm distracted by my idiocy in the corner.
No.
That was last year. That was the last time I was on any sort of professional stage other than, working at Brandy's in the piano bar. That was at Lincoln Center.
Well, that's a big deal. When was that, Liz?
That was obviously not this February, but February of 2020.
Wow.
Maybe February 6th or 7th. So it was very close to right before things were shutting down. That's Joe Arconis and family. It was the Great American Songbook series.
Wow.
And so they were honoring Joe and his oeuvre. And I don't stand like that all the time when I'm performing. That particular song is me as a velociraptor. So
I love it.
And also, that might have been mid-wardrobe malfunction as the dress was starting to fall off of me, because foolishly, I didn't rehearse ever in the dress. It was a brand new dress. And it started to come off as I was dinosauring around.
Which added to the dinosaur twitching, I'm sure.
Yes. And I have about 5 or 6 men that are a little chorus on the side, so I used it.
I love it.
A little bit.
Well, that was great. So that was last February, before everything started to tick away.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. And
so
how did you? Let me ask you this, because my voice changed a lot. Because we're used to singing 2-4 times a week. It's like, whether we're at a piano bar, whether we're doing a show, that's not an issue. And now with not singing during the year, my voice, I really had to. It was like starting all over again to get it warmed up. Yeah, and get it going. So what were some of the things you did as a vocalist to keep your voice in shape?
I tried to exercise and vocalize around the house, and we had our. Although I would say, for a good long while, I probably wasn't doing that as avidly or as ardently as I should have been, along with all the rest of the exercises for all the other muscles.
Oh, I know. Me too. It was like, I don't know what I was thinking, but...
I was thinking more chocolate banana bread is what I was thinking.
Oh, my God. Absolutely. But you're obviously, you've been back at Brandy's, which is great. And now, so we went from 25% to 35% to 50% now indoors, which is, and outdoors. We're inside and out.
Right. We started back in August, actually, doing outdoor stuff, right?
Yeah.
Singing on the sidewalk for a whole new experience.
Yeah.
For everyone, all of us included.
And the neighbors.
And the neighbors who largely love it.
Are wonderful.
Largely, save one or two.
We'll say that. But now it's inside. The singing is inside. And you do mostly, I would say, would you just say 70% show tunes and then 30% pop?
No, because I'm there Sundays and Fridays, you can't really do shows. I do show tunes. I do one poppy show tune, the song from Waitress, but the rest of it is all
But you're belting, and you're belting.
80s, 90s, yes.
I would put you in the belter category, right?
Yeah, it's funny because I grew up as a legit soprano doing all Italian, German arts, German leader songs, art songs, Italian arias, that type of stuff.
See, I didn't know that. I didn't know that about you, because I know you from piano bar, and I would put you in the belter category for sure.
Which is what I've been doing for the last years. Yeah.
Do you prefer that, or if you had your way, would you be doing other things? What would you be doing if you could choose?
If I could map out my life to be ideally, I would be probably doing a sitcom that goes on hiatus so I could do my Broadway show for a while.
I love that.
That would be ideal. The occasional and like voiceover for animation.
Oh, that sounds great. See, you know what? What's wrong with putting all this stuff out there? Nothing. And saying like, this is, because I think one of the things I found about myself in COVID is I found that I had to stop. Like I couldn't keep going because the world had stopped. So all of a sudden I had all this time on my hands that I never had before. And I started to ask myself like, well, what do you want to do?
Right.
If you could. And it's just funny. Like I like to ask other people like, well, if you had your, if you had your choice, what would you do? So I love that you had that answer. I want to check. I'm using my iPad to check my other page because it's going on other pages and people that are checking in. It's like a whole, it's like everything's held together with duct tape.
It's a whole circus, I know.
Oh my God. And then today I was at the T-Mobile store getting a new phone because my other one died, and that's another nightmare. So, and I literally just got home like an hour ago. Okay, so Rena Crugnali has checked in. She says, Happy Tuesday. Billy Goffey. And let me see, he's checked in. Annette Zito has checked in. Cora Gauthier, my cousin in Massachusetts, she's checked in. Joe Regan.
I know.
Okay, so who else? All right, so we got those people have checked in for now. Now, tell us about the show that you're going to do with our friend John Bronston.
Yes. So John Bronston is our mutual friend, and he is musical directing a show that has had several iterations before. I'm brand new to it now.
Yeah.
He texted me for my birthday last month, and he was like, "Hey, happy birthday!" And then about a minute later, he was like, "Would you want to help develop a new musical out in the woods of Maine?" I was like, "Of course. What the hell else am I doing?"
Right. That's great.
So, yeah, I had no idea, but just, based on John and the fact that he's awesome. And
so awesome.
Who doesn't want to just go to Maine and create something? So it's a piece called Henry Box Brown about a slave in the 1850s who, true story, legit mailed himself from Virginia, where he was a slave, and he had been ripped away from his mother as a child. He met a woman, fell in love, married her, had 3 or 4 children. They were working for the same house. They were enslaved at the same house. And then his wife and all of his children were sold away. And so he was on his own. And he mailed himself in a 2-foot by 3-foot box with the help of
other
some
people,
kindly person, some humane person, helped him and have somebody on the other end to a free state. So he went to Philadelphia and survived this trip in this box over a period of days and got himself to freedom.
Oh my God.
And then went on to be a writer and a speaker and go in search of his family. And the woman who wrote this saw it as a children's book. She saw this children's book telling the story of Henry Box Brown and thought it needed to be developed into a show. And she happened to work at the Children's Theater Company of New York, which I had not been familiar with prior to this. But they developed, and it's absolutely not a children's show. So they started developing it under their auspices, but then ended up going to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival and winning acclaim and recognition out of the hundreds of shows that are involved in Edinburgh, right?
Yeah.
So to even get that far, that gave it a boost. And I guess every next thing. So this is not so much that it's developing. It's a show. I mean, it's still, in various incarnations, but they've done it, and they were doing, I think, a 5-city tour prior to the shutdown.
Right.
But this is because there are a couple of film companies that reached out and were interested in the property in making it into a movie. And so essentially, look at this. Leo is brilliant because I sent nothing.
No, Leo is brilliant. Thank you for saying that. You're right. He looks things up. And Joe, you're going to be working on this. Now, you're doing you're doing a workshop of it in Maine, or you're working on like a film version of it?
So basically there's no set performance happening.
Okay.
And I'm unsure to be honest with you, of what the final outcome. We're going to be quarantined as a cast.
Okay.
Everybody's getting their COVID testing done, this week in the next couple of days, quarantining at home after their test, and then taking a shuttle and quarantining there.
Wow.
On this property that's some religious retreat normally, but the space it's like 60 acres in Elliott, Maine.
Wow.
Beautiful grounds, and it's going to be closed off to everyone. We will not be permitted to leave, and nobody will be permitted to enter, and they are going to house us and feed us. And
That's amazing.
give us the run of the property and the space so that we'll be safely quarantined for 3 weeks together working on this. And I think they're ultimately looking to, initially it was presented to me that they were looking to make a living storyboard so that this was, so that it was going to be a video of rehearsal of sorts so that the filmmakers could take it from there and build on that. I've heard a few different things,
Well,
so I'm not really
thing
sure.
is, I'm sure this sounds like a brand new. Everything that you're doing is new. So even John, everything John's doing is new. Everything the writers. This is a first time for everyone. It's like an experiment. So
Yes.
anything could come of this, but it's already written. We're following new protocols. But I love the idea that you're all going into the woods of Maine as a cast and quarantine together. And I mean, you talk about
Right.
a bonding experience.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, that's really, it's amazing. And it's an experience like you'll never have again. So it's really, really cool. Are you going to be playing a certain role in it, or are you going to be playing several roles, or do you know?
Yes, I am playing the slave master's wife.
Okay.
Because, so.
Well, I thought so. I mean, I thought you would.
Unfortunately, where we break down in the 1850s. So,
Yeah. But
yeah. So there are two tracks for white women, basically, and it's the slave master's wife, and then there's the reverend who gets a conscience. Imagine that, a reverend who needs to have an awakening.
I know,
How could these
Jesus.
people go to church
well,
and then at the same time,
you know what's
living?
crazy
So-
about what you just said? Think about when this took place. The story took place. How many years and years and years ago? And you're thinking that about the reverend. We could say the same thing now. A lot of it has not changed.
I know
The
I know.
hypocrisy of religion and righteousness and cruelty and
Right. Juxtapose exactly.
right and control versus acceptance and love and open-heartedness. So
Yeah.
that's a great
Stop
point.
killing everyone.
Yeah, that's a great point that you made. So I'm fascinated by I can't wait for you to come back and tell us all about it. And John's been talking about it. He was on a few weeks ago with another group, and he talks about it a little bit. And I'm just like, I love John anyway, and I think he's always working on some great project anyway. So then when I heard you were going, I was like, what's Liz going to do there? It's going to be so fun. And you got your second vaccine, right?
I did. Thank you for working for me because, oh my gosh, if you have had COVID in the past, as I did, they did warn me that your reaction to the vaccine could be, at dose number 2, a lot stronger than some other people. And
Really?
yes, I
Yeah.
full on had fever and chills and aches and headaches and everything. But I'd say 36 hours later, I was okay.
Okay, wow. Yeah, I'm getting my second one in a couple weeks, so but I got kind of knocked out after the first one. Tell you the truth.
I was just sleepy, but then again, I couldn't tell because I hadn't gone to bed.
I know, you know what it is?
24 hours
These
when I got
crazy
it.
lives that we lead. It's like hard to tell like anymore if we're
Right.
just tired, like losing our minds, or actually responding to something anymore. I don't even know. I agree with you, but I'm glad I was able to help out. And I always love working with you and working for you because Brandy's is my favorite place in the world. It's just the best.
Well, yes, please, let's plug Brandy's and the GoFundMe page there. And it's not for us. It's not the money does not go to us. It's just to keep the doors open at a fantastic little hole in the wall live music entertainment spot.
If you go to the Brandy's Piano Bar Facebook page, I believe you can click right onto it.
Yes.
Click right onto it. And with the doors are open again, and people are so happy to be there. Oh, there it is. Thank you, Leo. Look at Leo. Genius. Leo, fantastic. Yeah, that's Brandy's. It's amazing. There's Lauren Muffson singing her heart out.
Melt in her face.
Yep. You know what? Now should have Lauren on now, because I could never have her on before because she lives all the way out in New Jersey. We're going to see. Now it's all opened up with StreamYard. All right, honey. Well, so yes, thank you for mentioning Brandy. So we all work there. We love Brandy so much. Jim Lazar, the owner, is the nicest human being you could ever imagine. And even the customers are really great. Like, they're just so happy to be there. And now that we've opened up inside, and if everybody's just safe, and we've been really safe about the way we do things, and I think everybody's getting used to it. Like when I go to a restaurant now, whether it's in Jersey or New York, I'm used to people taking my temperature. I'm used to writing down my contact. It's not a big deal. It sounded like it in the beginning, but it's not. Now, what's happening there? Well, Leah, what were you showing?
That was my website, which could use a bit of a brush up.
Well, you have somebody that does your website? Because, Leo does websites. He's amazing.
Okay, maybe we'll chat, Leo. I had some friends helping me out, but everything sort of has been up in the air.
I know.
So.
Leo went, and I had a great guy for years, Billy Malcolm. He designed my website and was doing a great job. And then he just started getting so much work in his other profession that he was like, look, I'll just transfer it over to you or someone. I was like, Leo, can you take it? So Leo now updates my website, and it's amazing. And has everything goes there and everything. So you can go to one website of a person and find every single thing they do and a link to it.
Right.
Someone's Instagram. You want someone's reel. You want someone's whatever. It's there.
Exactly.
But Leo, that's what Leo's like. He's great at everything, but that's one of his specialties. So he's a good person to be in touch with.
Well, let's talk.
Yes. So Liz, thank you for coming on. I know you're busy,
Thank
and
you
I
for
appreciate
having me.
it. And I'm just so happy that we were able to talk about this, because it's like the world is starting back up, and it's all new. And so you're an example. You and John going to do this is the first example I've heard of anybody working on a show. So I really wanted to spotlight it tonight, and I thank you for taking the time to do that.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to bring our mutual friend in now. We're going to pop you out, and I don't know if you can hang. If you want to hang around, you're welcome to hang around backstage. Okay, great. We're going to pop in Eric. We're going to pop you out and then bring you back on at 9:45 to do the food section of our show and just chat, because we're all friends anyway. So, oh my God. There he is.
How's it going? Sorry about that.
Frenchie, what are you drinking?
Oh, it's seltzer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because Liz took a drink, and then you popped on and you had a drink.
I know. I thought it was like the old days at the Oscars in the green room, and they would all get tanked in the green room.
Yes, I saw that.
It's so good to Liz. I don't know when we're not all in the same room, and more's the pity. But I don't know when the last time I saw you was. A year.
I feel like it was maybe like a drive-by.
You know what? It was last year.
I think you came up to see Maria.
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
At Brandy's, it must have been a Friday night because Liz works Fridays, and then I sometimes I'll sub in on a Friday as a bartender, and so that's when Liz and I get to actually work together, which we love working together. We have so much fun. And then I think you came in to see me, and you got to 2 for the price of 1. 2 friends for the price of 1.
That's right.
There you go.
So, all right, Liz, we're going to bring you back on, so don't go very far. Okay? Liz is good, and we're going to talk to, and then we'll pop Liz back on. Frenchie! My friend Eric Yves Garcia, who I love, who I also call Frenchie. We have a story that goes with it. We've told it many times.
I got caught, 2 weeks ago, I was in the house wearing a mask. stopped me and he goes, French. No idea who it was.
Someone said French.
I get called French.
Hold on, sweetie. You're coming in and out a little bit. Do you have earphones in? No.
No.
Okay. What do you think it is, Leo?
Turn the volume down if you can on the computer, my love.
What, honey?
On my end? Is that better?
Okay, maybe, yeah. Sometimes what happens, is you gotta, or make sure that the Facebook is shut off if you're watching Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay.
I shut off the Facebook.
Okay, sounds a little better. Sometimes it's just a little glitch. I just want to make sure we hear everything you say. So now,
I'm saying that I get called Frenchy by people I've never met, and it's just one of my favorite things because I know it traces right back to you.
Right. It's friends of mine that don't even know his name is Eric. They're like, oh, I love Frenchie.
Right.
I remember meeting him at your party. And then they don't even, and I'll say, oh, Eric Yves Garcia. And they're like, who? I'm like, that's Frenchie's real name. So, yeah, I know. And my nieces, they adore you. They love you to death.
They're the best.
They really are.
It's been years since I've seen them, and they're off in the world doing amazing things.
They really are doing amazing things. Leah is in the Air Force, and Angelica is a writer, and she's graduated now, and she's traveling the country. She's always out and about and taking the whole country in. So, and now
she's a free spirit.
She really is. She embodies free spirit dumb, if that is a word. Now you, sir. You have been on the show many times, and you've talked about your midday getaway, which is on Fridays. You still doing that?
Yeah, I haven't done it the last couple of weeks. I've been doing a couple of other things. Well, mostly I've been in this thing. It's a vocal booth.
Okay. So behind you, you have built a vocal booth in your apartment, and it's like this big. Yeah.
Thing.
Show us.
So we say it's.
Wow, that's amazing. And you go in there, and there's a little studio in there with a microphone and everything, and you work for Audible, right?
Yeah, I mostly record for Audible. So mostly what I've done since I put this in, it's been up now a little while, not too terribly long, but I've done mostly a couple of really fun what they call multicasts. So they're kind of like radio plays, but they're audio plays. So so it's like a couple of actors or many actors or a short story or like multiple episodes. So I've done a bunch of those, and we record them remote. I record mine part here, and then you record it locally, and you send it to them, and they piece it together so it sounds like we're all in the same place at the same time with sound effects and all that stuff.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Wow.
It's really cool. I love it.
You've been doing that for a while, though, right? The Audible thing for a while?
Yeah. Doing the narrating work from home is relatively new for me. I consulted with this really wonderful engineer, gentleman by the name of Rene Varone, and he taught me a lot of the things that I really was never responsible for before. I mean, some of the light engineering work just to capture the audio.
Of course.
And it was a steep learning curve for me because, I mean, I felt kind of spoiled. All I used to have to do was kind of
show up,
read the book, and show up and do the job. But this has been really great, particularly now when working remotely. Apart from gigs and stuff, obviously, but for the foreseeable future, is going to be increasingly the way. So.
Yeah. Speaking of gigs.
Yeah.
So, as I was talking with Liz about, the world starting back up again, and it's all new now. So you have a gig at the wonderful, thank God it's still open, West Bank Cafe, which is such a great place. Tell us about your gig coming up, because we want to get the word out.
So the West Bank Cafe, I've done a bunch of shows at the Laurie Beachman downstairs, which is one of the great, really fun cabaret rooms in the city. But the West Bank Cafe, which just had a big GoFundMe and fundraiser with a bunch of different stars coming out to beat the drums to save it, because it's really a theater district
staple.
Yeah. It's been there for more than 30 years, maybe 40 years actually. Actually, I think 40 years.
Yeah, I think you're
42.
right.
So they moved the piano from the Laurie Beachman cabaret room downstairs, because you can't do shows down there for the time being.
Right.
The ground floor, so you can have dinner, you can have drinks. There's no cover. It's just a wonderful venue. They've had amazing people. Gabrielle Stravelli is there.
Oh my God, one of my favorite singers. Gabrielle's amazing.
She's unreal. And Marissa Mulder and John Weber did it recently.
Wow.
Joey Honest was there with. I didn't get to meet the singer that was with him.
Leo has the page up now. Thank you, Leo. Look at that.
Oh, that's fantastic, Leo.
Yeah, Leo's amazing. So this is the West Bank Cafe.
I was so thrilled because I did so many years at Josephine across the street, and I'll be on tomorrow night, Wednesday.
At Josephine? No, at West Bank.
At West Bank. I'll be there tomorrow, West Bank.
What time?
7 to 9. 2 sets. 7 to 9.
Okay.
And yeah, I think Joe Iconis was there with his wife, Lauren Marcus, I believe her name is. So, and they're amazing. If you have a chance to catch them, they're wonderful too. So it's great. It's very informal. It's great. And they observe all the safety rules.
Of course.
It's really like the most reminiscent of a lot of the things that we miss and love, but doing it in a way that isn't crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's why I called it socially distanced, moodily intimate.
I love that.
Yes.
That's really great. And you've done a lot of cabaret conventions. You've been in London, Paris. Everywhere. You've performed everywhere. And so you have a very distinct following of really amazing, talented people as well that really gravitate towards you. So I think it's fantastic. Do you have your set list already, or are you going to do what you usually do?
It's funny. I started a couple of days ago just piecing together things as I was listening to music or that I thought of, and I thought, I always wanted to do this, or things I hadn't been able to put in one show or another. And then as I was going, I was kind of like, it should be, yes, I do, but also I'm going to kind of let it breathe and just be like I don't need to tell you, any piano bar that always is. You've got your staples that you love to do, or that people hope you might do.
Yeah.
And then try to surprise them with things that and surprise yourself with stuff you've never tried before, and just get the nerves going a little bit. So
absolutely, yeah.
Look at that.
I agree. There's Eric right now. There's Frenchie right now. Now Liz was saying that her last gig.
Lavender, my nature's got. Oh my God!
That sounds great. I sometimes it doesn't come through as well on these things, but
this was at Jazz at Lincoln Center.
I was just gonna say, Liz Lark Brown was talking about her last gig, or her last on stage performance that Leo was showing was at Lincoln Center, and this is you now at Lincoln Center as well, right?
Yeah, that was one of the cabaret conventions. I want to say maybe 2-3 years ago. It's a 4 nights big lineup of surreally gifted people, and so that was my segment. I did a segment. I didn't have sidemen. I just me and so yeah. It's always going from singing in a bar or restaurant or a little club, and then walking out.
Now, so this is big deal. So now you're back into an intimate setting. Did you now? What is Chez Josephine still open, or are they temporarily closed? Or
they're open.
Oh, great. Are you playing there at all?
I haven't. I've been there. I've stopped by. I've chatted. I think they just started doing a little bit of music again, but I would happily do it.
They probably have to put...
Struggling.
Everybody's struggling, yeah.
What?
And sometimes the last thing they bring back
really,
is the music.
And that place really provides by how many, people go into theater.
Yes, that's right. You're right. I never even thought of that. The pre-show, the pre-theater crowd, and then the after-theater crowd. It would be two seatings.
Exactly.
You're right. I forget that sometimes, how important Broadway is to those restaurants, because it's so many tourists, even locals. But you do, Josephine is like something you do on the way to the theater, usually, or after. I agree with you.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, listen.
So, hopefully, I won't be cheating on them. I'll just be, less than 100 yards away.
No, exactly. And you know what? You know that once they open up and they call you back, you'll be there as well. And, so many people know you from there. But I'm very happy for the West Bank Cafe. They're just great people.
I am too.
I love that theater downstairs. I've done a couple of things there. You did your wonderful show there. I've seen a ton of great shows there at the Laurie Beachman. Yeah. So it's a great room. And people have been really great in helping, like even Brandy's. Brandy's has a GoFundMe, and people have been helping them. And we've started back up again, which is great. And the West Bank had a big fundraiser, and people have been helping them. So I love that we're all helping each other out. So that's why I wanted to have you on them. And I'm so glad that you're going to be there tomorrow night. Do not go anywhere.
Thank you so much.
What? I'm sorry. Say that again.
No. I was just going to say, even what was it, a week and a half ago or so that I went and saw you at Brandy's. Really, it's like we get to have a little bit of our identities back.
Yes, absolutely.
To the town.
Thank you for saying that, because it's, people that are not singers or not performers, sometimes, people say to me, oh, it's such a rough business. Why do you stay in it? Because it's who I am. It's like, I wouldn't even dream of not doing it. It's who we are.
I know.
So, but this year has been strange in not doing it. So sometimes you don't know who you are anymore. You're like, am I still a performer? Like, our lives are so strange. But now that we're getting back in it, it's like, yes, this is who I am, and I'm happy to keep doing it. So listen, I want to, a lot of people have been saying hello, which is great. Sean Bernardi has checked in. Annette Zito, my cousin Rena, Bill Goffey, people are checking in. Now, we're going to... there's Leo. Leo?
Yes?
I was going to say, we need to bring Liz Lark Brown back in and do our food segment of our show. Oh, my God. There she is. The lovely and talented. So let's do the food section of our show, and then we're all going to chat together. We're going to be sitting at the table. Okay, good. I'm so glad you're ready. Liz she gets an A in class for being ready. Okay, so, and then Leo made a special dish tonight as well. Hi, Ed Kutu from Blade Salon in Rocky Hill, Connecticut. He's joined us as well. Okay, so what did I make tonight? Because I was running crazy late because my phone, I had to go to the T-Mobile store to get a new phone. You know how it is. We've all gotten that new phone. You're there for hours, and I was in a panic, so I left the store, came home and thought, what am I going to cook? And I said, I'll just grab whatever's in my fridge and cook it. So I made sausage and peppers sandwich.
They make TV shows out of that.
Yes, they do. That's right. It's like chopped for crazy people. So today I was running crazy. So I had sausage and pepper in the refrigerator. And I made a sausage and pepper sandwich. I did not have Italian bread, but I did have a challah bread. I had a beautiful challah bread. So this is, it's on challah. I know. So, and then for my salad, I have Boston lettuce here with beautiful Campari tomatoes, which are vine-ripe tomatoes, but they're smaller. They're the most delicious, because if I'm going to eat a tomato, it's got to be an amazing tomato. Otherwise, don't waste my friggin' time. That's how I feel as an Italian. Don't waste my time. And so these are the most...
Those tomatoes?
What, honey?
Didn't Tucci just talk about those tomatoes?
Yes. So, okay, thank you. Stanley Tucci, we love that new show, Searching for Italy. Oh, my God. So those are the Campari tomatoes, and we have red onion, capers, oregano, and you know what's on top here? Burrata. Which is my favorite.
I'm drooling over here.
Okay, good. So you know what it is. Exactly. It's like mozzarella, but it's in cream. Yes. It's like you can't, it's like right. Forget about it. You go out of your friggin' mind with the burrata. So that's in there, and I put aceto di Modena on there, which is a beautiful balsamic vinegar from Italy, and extra virgin olive oil. That's on there. Now, because thank God the world is reopening, but that doesn't mean that my pants fit. And I have to get it together. I can no longer hide behind my jacket because today was very warm. I have to, no more desserts for a while. Cantaloupe. Delicious, fresh cantaloupe. Because I will eat a whole cake by myself. So I have to stop that now. So we're having cantaloupe tonight. So now, Leo was an amazing cook. What did you make tonight, Leo? Look at how beautiful that plate is. All right, Leo, tell us about what you made. Tell us about what you made.
Lemon salmon. Some sausage.
You're coming in and out, honey. Hold on a second. So the salmon, you have some squash, and go ahead.
And then we have the it's echoing.
It's both you and Eric, I think, have been echoing.
Yeah, coming in and out. And that.
The glaze is a teriyaki glaze made with soy sauce and
Maria's jam. So my friend, our friend, Ken Patton, who lives in California, has this company called Ken's Perfect Jams. And perfect with a K. The C would be... and he makes all these amazing jams. And he happened to do a friendship series this year. He has amazing... You should go check out his website anyway. But he created Maria Jam.
Pear, apple, brown sugar, and ginger.
Pear, apple, brown sugar, and ginger is in Maria's Jam. Because he asked me what I liked, and I just told him what I liked, and he created this jam. So Leo used it with teriyaki sauce on his salmon. I mean, that's some beautiful cooking there, Leo.
That's inspiring.
Well done, Leo. Yeah, Leo, I'm telling you, Leo is one of the reasons that I'm fat in COVID, because Leo will post pictures of things that he cooks that are so delicious that I have to either try to recreate them or go out and get them. And I'm not a baker. I'm a great chef, but I'm not a baker. And Leo is an amazing baker as well. And Leo's always making muffins, pies, cakes.
Leo needs to get a walk really quickly.
I know, all of us, because now spring has sprung and the world is reopening and the world goes round again. That's what I'm calling the episode. Sure. The world goes round again. All right, so now that I have you both on, we have about 6 minutes left to our show. Liz, we were talking about something, and I want you to jump into the conversation. Eric and I were talking about how our identity is so wrapped up in our performing. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think that was evidenced by our many other performer friends expressing it in social media during the lockdown, where everyone was sort of, I mean, the whole world was losing their minds, right? But I think there's a certain faction of us that are used to singing and getting to express some of that way, or however musically and creatively they did, and weren't doing it at home, and had like a
reaction to it.
An extra layer of ennui because of it, I guess we'll say.
Yeah, no, I have to say it's I saw this commercial the other day where this guy was on his couch and he just started to kind of peel away. Like this part of him that was on the couch started to break off. And underneath him was like a race car driver. And it said something like, it's time to get back behind the wheel or something, or whatever it is. It's true. It's like, and for everybody it's different, but for us as performers, like sometimes my girlfriend will be watching Facebook and she'll say, "Oh my God, everybody's making these little videos. Like, what is it with you people?" She'll say. I'm like, "Well, you don't understand. Like, if we can't perform, we feel invisible." I mean, I do. It's like you have to stay in the game, and I personally can't not perform, otherwise I get so sad. So a lot of our friends have been making videos or going back to work or streaming live from their jobs or going and doing workshops. You know, you're doing that, which I think is wonderful. And, you know, whatever it is we're doing,
sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I was listening while Eric was talking. I got the opportunity during the shutdown to also do what became a radio play for Audible, because I was slated to do a thing at Williamstown, and they took their whole main stage season and partnered with Audible and sent us kits at home to set up and do our own recording. And so Shakina Mayfax play Chonburi International Hotel and Butterfly Club is on Audible. There.
Wow.
There's a link to it on my Instagram.
I know that. I'll go listen to it. That's wonderful.
That is really, really cool. What is the name of it? I want to listen.
What's the name? I want to write.
Well, if you go to my Instagram, there's a link that will take you directly through there, but it's called the Chonburi, Chonburi International Hotel and Butterfly Club.
Wow. That's cool. And
it's all about a group of transgender people, transgender women, sort of in the style a la the women. The hotel is where they're recouping after their confirmation surgery in Thailand. Wow. And it's all true. All the characters are the real people that were there during Shakina's convalescence.
Wow, really cool stuff. Yeah, there's I love Audible. I listen to so many books on Audible. I love it. I love podcasts. There's just something about it. Now when I drive, whatever I'm doing, I just really enjoy it. So I'm so glad. That you guys are doing that, and that we're starting to perform in different ways. And I think there's a whole new respect for what we do from our point of view. I think it's so much gratitude that we're able to do it. Mm-hmm. And I think from an audience point of view, they're so appreciative. I find that they're more appreciative than they were.
Yeah, the live audience when it comes into Brandy's.
Yeah. Eric, what do you think?
Yeah. I think that's true. I mean, I've only been doing one night a week so far, maybe about a month now, at Townhouse on Mondays. And, it's funny, whether they're tourists or whether they're locals or regulars or whatever, I think they have an idea of the kind of entertainment they can find, but the kind of night that they're going to discover if they go out and hear live music, meet strangers, and crazy things may or may not happen. That's what they associate New York nightlife with.
Yeah.
So did I. That matter, actually. Well,
I know.
Just generally.
What do you got there, Leo? Leo's showing something. What is it?
I found the play that Liz was talking about.
Oh.
On Comedy Theater.
Look at you. That's amazing.
Yeah, we have something like 9 transgender actors and actresses.
George Hernandez is watching. Liz Goldenberg is
11,
watching.
I can't remember.
Mark Katzoff is watching. And Mark Katzoff says, as far as I'm concerned, I have been very grateful for everyone posting and streaming throughout the pandemic. It's made COVID more bearable. Thank you, Mark. Mark Katzoff is a sweet, sweet guy from Massachusetts that travels often to come and see us and support us, and he's just been so supportive of all the entertainers that I know. So thank you, Mark. We appreciate you. I also know I saw Liz Goldenberg there, and Passover is around the corner, so happy Passover to our Passover people that celebrate. And Easter is coming up in a few weeks, so that's going to be happening too. There's it's just nice. Spring has been so beautiful. I'm so happy. Have you felt like your moods have shifted? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and it kind of coincides. Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a lot to be said for. It was a long winter. I think it was like a long winter, but more ways than just cold.
Yes, it was a long way, and we were stuck. We were stuck in the house. So
yeah, right.
I mean, which in
The
some
winter
ways,
of discontent.
yes, and confusion. I had no idea what day it was. I mean, really, half of the time I had no idea. Okay, we're gonna.
It didn't really matter what day it was.
No, it didn't. That's right. It didn't matter. Now isn't it amazing? It's starting to, like, now I have to use my date book again because things are happening and I have to write them down, which is good. I'm not complaining. So we have about maybe 2 minutes left to our show before Jim comes and pops us off. So what do you want to leave? I'll let Eric go first and then Liz. What do you want to leave everybody with? Just something you want to leave everybody with for today.
Well, I would say get out there, meet new people, but do it safely and cheer somebody up and find and wear a mask. And, I don't know. Like,
I like to meet new people. I like that part, definitely. And Liz, branch out, meet new people. And Liz, what would you say? What? Just something you want to leave people with.
It's okay to not be okay.
I love that.
It's okay to also feel like you didn't write the great American novel during this year of quarantine.
I love that.
Not all of us did.
That's great. It's true. Hey, listen, for some, that's really, it's a very, I think people need to hear that because I've heard other people say that as well. Like, oh, a lot of people got a lot done, and cleaned their house and did this and repainted. And a lot of people were like, I could barely hang on by a thread, and you know what I mean? Hey, at least I didn't fall apart, or things like that. So I think we'll look back at this year and we're really going to remember like what we did, that we didn't, those of us that didn't lose our minds. I'm grateful for that too, because they were like, even today, I was having one of those days where I just wanted to like give up. It was like, can somebody come into my life? Do I have an understudy today? Because I don't want to do this. I don't want to do these mundane, stupid things that I have to do, and then I have no idea how to navigate my way around. Like, can't somebody do this for me? And, I just always have to give myself a pep talk. Like, no, get your clothes on, get out there. It'll get it over with. If you don't start the project, you're never going to finish the project. So I think that's the best way to look at it. All right. So
you give the best pep talks. So.
Listen, I'm telling myself, Liz, I have to talk to myself otherwise, because what are we going to do? I think everybody feels like that. You don't feel like doing anything. But the world is starting back up now. So safe travels. When do you leave, Liz? Saturday. Okay, wonderful. So I'm working for you this Sunday, young lady. I'll do my best.
Yes. Also, if you're around Friday, I realize I have to quarantine after my COVID test.
Why, you want me to fill in Friday?
I won't be allowed out. If you're free?
I'll be free for you, Liz.
Sorry, audience.
I will be free. Don't worry, we'll work it out. Text me. I can. By the way, just text me anyway, because my new phone, I have no idea who's out there, who is it. So we'll work it out. Okay, and Eric, Frenchie, I love you. Thank you for both coming on. I appreciate it. And then when you come back, I want to hear all about it, okay? And so, Eric, we'll be talking. But Liz, when you come back from your 3 weeks, I really want to know how it went, okay? All right. And Leo, come pop back on. I haven't heard from Jim, but I'm pretty sure we're done with our show because we've gone on. I want to thank Leo Rodriguez. He's eating. Look at him. That delicious salmon. I want to thank Leo Rodriguez. He is our accidental stage manager. Jim Bell, he's on Armed Radio. He's our producer and engineer. Eric Yves Garcia, Frenchie, and the beautiful Liz Lark Brown. my friend and coworker at Brandy's. Let's get him this week. Let's just go back out there and get him. And be nice to yourselves. Be nice to each other. I love you guys. Good night.
Love you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Fine with me.